MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by Let Go. Nothing is worth this much suffering.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. MaJaMa.
I'll try and make it to base. Then I'll come back and pick you up, okay?
Thanks. You're a sweetheart.
Mr. British.
Thanks. Don't forget to ride.
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. And today is a historic day because we've watched the worst movie in the history of cinema. Even after 100 and something episodes, we thought we would have done it before, but no, it's today. A terrible, awful, boring, pointless, sleep-inducing, poorly dubbed slog that somehow has both a ton of action and a complete ability to put you in a coma.
Geronimo.
Why is it like this? Why did it happen? Why was it made? What's wrong with Italians? What's going on with it? What were the characters doing? Why did something happen? You guys are probably like, every week Jason has no idea what went on in the plot. I usually have at least a little bit of an idea. Today, I have no idea what happened. You might as well have smacked me in the head, thrown me in a closet with radio static on a screen for 35 minutes, and it would have produced the same effect as today's abomination, Hunters of the Golden Cobra. Man, was it awful. What's the plot? Let's get into it.
That's great.
Swashbuckling David Warbeck is punching, shooting, and quipping his way from one life-threatening danger to the next in his search for the Golden Cobra. Not only is the statue a rallying point for a sinister group of local fanatics, it's also apparently the key to immense riches. This means Warbeck gets saddled with treasure hunter Luciano Pagazzi and his niece, Almonte Susky, whose long-lost twin sister just happens to be the high priestess of these snake-worshipping villains. Also along for the ride is John Steiner's upper-crust British intelligence officer, who provides some much-needed comedic moments, where comedic is used quite generously.
Okay, let's vote.
So, this movie is another great example of the schematics of film, because as Matthew pointed out when we were watching it, there's a pretty decent amount of action. Actually, it's kind of action-packed. And yet, I was struggling to stay cognizant. It was incredibly difficult. It was as if someone was just pushing me down to the abyss saying, slumber forever, slumber forever.
Forever.
There was nothing to grab onto here, and we did have some moments where we laughed. There were some funny stuff, but man, what was going on, guys? Why was it so boring?
It's kind of action-packed.
It is. That's a funny thing. There's a lot of action.
Little bit of story. Little bit of story before that. So, it was 1981. That's it. Got nothing.
I had yet to
No.
exist.
It was 1981. He got yet to exist. He, on the other hand, too. And out of contest at the Venice Film Festival.
They showed this?
No,
Oh.
they showed Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Italian mock director Anthony Dozens, born Antonio Margheriti.
Wait, I'm sorry. One more time. Let me really hear the music in it.
Anthony Dozens.
No, the other one.
Oh, Antonio Margheriti.
Yeah.
All right. He saw it and in 5 months decided to copy it, shoot it, and put it into theaters. So this movie was shot, I believe, in Thailand.
Within
Within
5
5
months later, it was in theaters.
Yes.
We
And
do have to give him credit for that.
I saw it in theaters. And I tell you even one more thing, which is hilarious, that you cannot know, my guess, for some reason. We went to the opening. Once again, imagine that. In 1981, we watched Raiders.
You guys were that desperate?
Yes. We didn't have, there weren't cable, there was streaming, there was nothing. And if somebody was throwing us red meat, we'd say, oh, let's go, Hunters of the Golden Cobra. It sounds like that. It must be something like this. No. But I remember...
A chance to feel again!
Again, being in the theater, and the movie starts, and there is the first scene that is at night, day, night, or whatever it is. And then we go to the protagonist. And it was a very strange sensation, because everybody in the theater, you could feel it. They say, I know that guy from somewhere. And I don't know where I saw him before.
And it was gay porn.
Beside that, that was only me. At a certain point, he
Talk about a Golden Cobra.
dubbed in Italian, he says one line that triggers a collective memory. He was the star of a Schweppes TV commercial.
Schwepping?
Schwepping?
Certo, Schwepping. Prendi una Schweppes. Tonica, naturalmente. Senti? Poi versi lentamente. E sentirai che deliziosa avena d'amaro. È unica. Ecco il segreto dello Schwepping. Una tonica Schweppes e qualche piccolo particolare. Tonica Schweppes, per vivere Schwepping.
And he said a line that it sounded like that.
Schweppes is aftershave or ginger ale?
The ginger.
Well, that's the Schweppes challenge. Crack one open and tell me what you think.
And
Aftershave? Correct.
It was fascinating how everybody in the theater say, "That's who he was."
I see.
It was that big.
Yes, it was a commercial that it was omnipresent, and yet we couldn't, because you don't expect to see a testimonial of a commercial now. Little did we know, he was an actor who did tons of schlock movies. Another one that he did, which is one of my favorite, is Miami Golem, also known as Alien Killer, which is dreadful.
It must have been similar to when a bunch of people went to see Star Wars when it first came out, and then someone was sitting there like, wait a minute, that guy built my gazebo.
The problem is that both they made it with next to nothing in terms of budget. In fact, the airport scenes are just like toy model.
Not terrible.
It's cute.
It could be worse.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse.
And it looks like,
Yeah.
beside that they recalled some scenes from Raiders. Say, oh, there were snakes. Let's put snakes. Oh, there was a chase with the truck and stuff. Let's put a truck. So the key elements are there, but the action is a slog. And
Our protagonist doesn't seem like our protagonist throughout the entire film.
no,
Dave! No! Dave!
Like when you first meet him, like
I'd rather have the British dude.
or them together.
Ha ha! Yeah.
When they first appear on the beach at the beginning, I thought they were just going to be like disposable characters that get killed off quickly.
and at the end they still look like
yeah.
disposable characters.
He just doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like the lead, I
Yeah.
guess.
Terrific!
And he has for half the movie he has the mouth open without
Very weird.
saying anything.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's due to the dubbing, but like he's screaming or overacting because he knows he's gonna be dubbed, maybe.
No, because he dubbed himself. He's from New Zealand. So I guess, I mean, I don't know if his accent was so thick that...
Did he get this out so that it was in theaters the same time Raiders was?
as soon as Raiders petered out, because remember back then, a movie, since here you had the big premieres usually in July, the biggest movies are coming in June, July. Now they try to anticipate it, but the vast majority of big movies come from Memorial Day to the 4th of July, give or take. In Italy, summer is a dead season for movies. So it would come out. I think that it came out in October. Raiders. So.
But 5 months after Raiders was in theaters.
Not even, because he premiered in September on the Venice Film Festival. So
you got to
in
give
February,
him credit for that. You got to give him
Yeah.
credit for that, because if
Yeah.
you're going to do the cheap, let's move quick rip-off idea, that's an insane timeline.
Okay. I'm convinced.
because nowadays you would do it for streaming or for not even straight to video, because nobody would buy video. But the concept was that one. It was Anthony M. Dawson was a pre-Asylum in terms of that. He would just like
He did a lot of these.
he did tons of those. Oh. He was a great worker. He knew the ins and outs of the industry, but he was just that. He was a worker. He rarely there are movies that you see they say, "Oh, I recognize his hand because of the invention or something." He was just like
his thumbs in front of the camera.
Yeah, he was just like hired to make quick movies, and they would. I mean, he as boring as it is, but he made a movie with some sequences.
Got any feedback after the first screening? Well, you know, as boring as it is, you did make a movie.
Richard Roper.
Is there anything else on the sheet?
Yes, I know that. Any sort of specific comments you'd like to add?
Mission accomplished. Well done.
We now return to
MaJaMa.
This is the power of the Golden Cobra.
So
Treasure really does exist.
But there is a lava also, which
the snake,
which surprising, and this is the evil genius at work. The lava and the fire is in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So did Spielberg copy?
Spielberg copied Antonio Margarete.
I'm sorry?
Dominic DeCoco.
Anthony Dawson.
The snake mouth, very reminiscent of Snake Mountain, the He-Man playset.
Get that much coolness.
With lava pouring out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
but the scene that they staged there is pretty much like from the couch to the table. This is where the Golden Cobra is. This is like the ledge they're crawling up the mountain on. They're like, oh my God, we got to jump across. Okay, we're there. Like, oh, okay. And there's just a bunch of twists and turns where everyone's turning on each other. The girl, he's going to the jungle to find her lost
sister.
Twin sister who was left or who was kidnapped by the local tribe when her parents were exploring in the jungle. She turns on him and is working with the uncle to get the Golden Cobra just for financial gain.
Yeah.
And doesn't give a care about her sister.
Apparently if you have the Golden Cobra, you become extremely rich.
Boris?
What? Don't move. You've got to be kidding.
Well done.
You've got to
Once we have the treasure, we need your services to help us return to the plane.
A daughter turning on a relative. I haven't seen that since Dolores May more.
And then after that, the daughter turns on the uncle.
It's ours.
Mine, Boris.
It's ours.
Mine.
And he's already over onto the ledge or onto the platform to get the Golden Cobra.
Daughter turning on uncle sounds like a West Virginian wedding reception.
And she shoots him. I'm like, just wait for him to jump back across with the Cobra to bring it to you. Like, why are you doing so much hard work? So then she jumps across, or the uncle slips.
No,
she
shoots him.
He falls off the ledge. Then she jumps across, tries to grab the Cobra, but the don't. Slips on the edge again, and then falls over, and then. Our dude,
David Warbeck jumps.
His name's Bob.
Bob, yes.
And
Dave. The other guy is
Yeah, Bob and Dave. Like I keep thinking of
and
Nigel.
And April and Julie.
Yeah.
Which will be shouted quite frequently.
Hey, Julie!
Bob!
Dave!
Bob!
Hey, Julie!
Julie!
Dave!
Bob! April! April!
I keep thinking of Nigel Thornberry from the cartoon The Wild Thornberries.
It all sounds similar.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
oh,
some-
chap!
Aren't you just itching with childlike curiosity?
Nowhere to be seen.
Some kind of name like that.
Well, this is
But how
this
does
is
she
very
know
fascinating.
Bob's name? She just met him 5 minutes ago. She
Right.
was like, she was 2 years old when she got lost in the jungle. She can barely speak English.
Silly question.
And they fall in love.
Yeah.
Also.
It is very interesting because they're all
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
are all the elements there,
You shouldn't
and
be
there is a
allowed to
lot
guess.
of stuff.
Yes.
What
So
elements were there?
why is
Well-
it so boring?
It's going to get tough.
There is a breathtaking fist fight in a cock arena or something.
Dude, like we could have.
It looks like, you remember when the old people...
I mean, why don't we talk about this in a rather more civilized fashion?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Can't Stop the Music.
Oh, can't stop the music, yeah.
That's literally what it is. And if we were going to film that and then just add some Indiana
Yes.
Jones punch sound effects, like what the hell were you thinking? Like at a different angle.
Yeah, it's so...
But what is the reason? Because it was so viciously boring, and because there's stuff happening.
It was really.
Is this just you don't make us care about the characters? Because I think it's fascinating. This is probably one of the most boring movies we've done on the show. I found
mean,
it
we
genuine. I was
figured-
shifting in my seat and squirming
Yeah.
like I was in class. It was difficult to get through.
It's better than Revenge of the Chupacabras.
Yes, that was also very bad. But I'm fascinated because the look of it is kind of like, oh, if you put on Danger Diabolique, and it really looks awesome that it's old and vintage, a little grainy. I found the look here to be like that, like, oh, it's an old unearthed, like 80s friggin' knockoff action thing. It shouldn't be this much of a slog. And again, we have funny accents and deliveries to our main people. There's little things that made us laugh. There's the weird fights, but this was such a slog that I'm fascinated. Like, what makes it something that has all the elements so boring? Lack of caring about characters, I have to imagine?
Yeah, if they wrote it... I mean, it's not true that you say, oh, you write a movie to be made in 5 months. Of course, something's got to give. But it's not true because, for instance, John Hughes wrote, I think, Vacation in 2.5 days or something like that. So
what a god!
It's possible to write movies with compelling characters in a short amount of time.
Boris Claiborne.
The thing is that this is just like a movie that say, quick, let's do it to put it into theaters. We don't. Nobody in this movie say what is my motivation at a certain point.
Towards the end, when they were double crossing each other, I'm like, wait, who wants the Cobra for what? Why
Yes.
is it here? Who's
No, there's no is the MacGuffin thing.
Yeah, there's some old lady in a bathrobe that keeps appearing supernaturally on their projector screen.
And they seem fine.
Yeah, like how do you use your magic powers to manifest a slide into a projector like that?
Yes.
Like make it like a puff of smoke and then like you appear in the room or something.
But the most beautiful thing that I remember, and that I can tell you, leaving a theater with people that were in disbelief, and they would say, wait, what happened? Why is that? And we did use it already in Jams. Dave, the British intelligence.
My British friend Dave.
He runs to a Jeep, he turns the keys in the ignition, the Jeep blows up. In that sequence. And he vanishes from the movie and he reappears at the end with a bandage on his forehead. And he asks him,
And how do you explain the Jeep explosion?
Ah, top secret miracle, chap.
In Italy, it's even more annoying because the line was dubbed as
E come ti sei salvato dall'esplosione della Jeep? I miracoli devono restare segreti.
Oh.
So you say, oh, that's when a writer say, yeah, okay, he comes back because of just like that. It's worse than...
Maybe he was just thrown into the air, knocked his head against a coconut, and then passed out in the jungle.
It must have... No, it was remained up
maybe, yeah.
while the explosion was
just
going.
4 different poles with a tribe just going crazy on his anus.
It's
Happened
worse
to him
than
30 times.
It's worse than the fact that Bobby Ewing was never dead in Dallas. That his wife wakes up.
Good morning.
So they wiped away 3 seasons of Dallas like that. So
That's when he was filming step by step, right?
yes.
Yeah, what a cheap cheap cop out for all the fans of Dallas and all those storylines just to be wiped away in a minute.
Yes.
And imagine all the fans of Hunters of the Golden Cobra that they were saying, oh no.
How did he get well, I mean, I guess they made money.
Did it make money?
Yeah.
Did the plan work?
Yeah, they made a sequel, so it's
The both guys are back?
yeah.
What did you personally
Dave
think
and
when
Bob?
you were exiting the theater?
Dave and Bob, sorry?
What did you personally think when you were exiting the theater after watching it?
We were discussing about the death, non-death of Dave, because it was so egregious.
Did you have any fun with it?
Absolutely not.
You ask all your dates that?
I'm sorry?
You ask all your dates that?
Yeah, it was really tough.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a fascinating effect because I literally was squirming. Like I just couldn't. I was like, this needs to end. And we've had stuff that's
Felt like we were tied up.
yeah, like you
like-
know, someone's like something bad's gonna happen after this. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
we
like
gotta-
Clockwork style, forced to watch this, but like,
No way. No way you can keep your money. There's no way I'm gonna go back in that stinking jungle, okay?
We now return to MaJaMa.
But imagine this, we were kind of like force-fed for about 10 years, this kind of movies in theaters, because for one American blockbuster, let's say serious blockbuster, in Italy there was let's do another one, quickly. When the first Mad Max came about, they started to do
Angry Andy.
dystopic, yes. They even did, after Young Frankenstein, they did Frankenstein Italian style, where of course, I think that the monster eventually receives a penile implant or something like that, because why not? And it was terrible. It's kind of like...
Does Frankenstein have a penis? I mean, it stands to reason they got parts from everywhere, so
Yeah.
it could have just been the torso, the bottom half.
Yeah, probably yes.
They don't ever talk about it.
But does he have a functioning bladder, and does he have to pee?
Quick! Call now our book club and you can buy the recently discovered book from Mary Shelley, Does Frankenstein Have to Pee? For members only.
He does drink.
Drink. Good.
Yeah.
They never covered it.
Let's do a seance and evoke Mary Shelley and ask her, excuse me, we have a question. Now that we have you here, a question.
We've discovered a alternate version that was written when Mary was apparently very horny, and it's just all dongs. We're gonna release it, and it's called the all dong version.
It's called Frankendongs.
Terrific.
It's probably out. It probably exists. as a
Yeah,
porno,
but
right?
I'm sure that it does.
Like, imagine Frankenstein just shitting his pants and then reaching back there and be like, huh?
With the face of
Oh!
face of David Warbeck and the mouth open. and doesn't
And
say
it has
anything.
his chest out the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Button your shirt, man.
Yeah.
He was like 57 filming this.
He is clear, but he has no control of his expressions. That's the funniest thing. He doesn't have a functioning facial muscle structure.
I don't remember a single thing that happened.
There
are people who die in front of them, and they say, "Yeah, sure."
Come on.
Okay. There's no mourning and no.
Oh yeah,
nothing.
the sidekick of the uncle. He drives the bus straight into the.
No, that's the sidekick of Dave.
Yeah. No. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
And he just saw Dave die.
Yeah.
Doesn't bat an eye.
Maybe that's why he decides to kill himself in a blaze of glory and take out this truck.
Another truck.
Well, they were just delivering groceries to the neighboring village.
Yeah. Well,
they just use the same truck because they don't have many differentiating vehicles.
Probably.
So he just drove head on to them.
The budget allowed for one truck and one bus.
What do you got on your sheet of funny stuff there?
We actually went through everything. Oh, when the waiter comes into the room when they're having the slide presentation, and instead of casually like having the gun under the tray or in his pocket or something, before he shoots him, he's like throws his tray in the air.
I have a security cordon around the whole building.
Well, if you ask me, watch out!
Which is a standard move, because when April is trying to drink something, don't drink that.
That's not the way out.
That's right.
I just wanted to drink. I wasn't trying to escape.
There's the noisiest fire ever. And she is the priestess of those indigenous people.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then they turn on her in a second.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Why were there two sisters and one was a priest?
Aha!
And one was a blind farm girl that...
They were twins, and then one went to school, but the other girl, Barbara... April, was too clingy to the mom, so like, okay, we got to bring this idiot into the jungle with us for whatever we're doing here.
As any mom would do.
Yeah.
My mother and father were Baptist missionaries. When they were sent to the islands, they left me in a boarding school back in the United States and took my sister April with them.
And then the parents got murdered by the tribe, and the tribe adopted the young girl.
What is this, Madam Web?
No, because Madame Web, she had two expressions. This actress here, she has only one face, and there is absolutely nothing.
It was actually impressive. I think she literally, we'll do a joke like that. I don't think she switched her face in the entire movie. I think she actually did not. Cut to a montage of 87 different scenes where she's making the same face. Or just take our word. This is fascinating. I'm struggling to remember stuff to even make fun of, and it was very unpleasant.
That's good.
But there was a lot of action, so it's paradoxical. A lot of action.
It's a mystery. It's a magic trick.
It's odd, yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's genuinely
because I felt the same way during the action scenes that I did during the.
For instance, you brought up
scenes.
Chupacabras. A horrible slog. Definitely a competition for the worst we've watched. But okay, that's like a $5 blockbuster straight to rental with nothing. It's just a bunch of idiots wandering around a farm. Here, you really do get nonstop explosions and tanks and adventure and swashbuckling.
No tanks.
Vehicles, things to drive, and it's
They even have a hydroplane. That's real. That's real. It's not a model.
How did not Dave know they were in the cave to start dropping?
That's top secret.
To start dropping bombs.
That's how
and luckily blew open a thin.
Without killing them.
Without killing them or causing the collapse of the cave or volcano to crush them to death.
It's called poor writing. When you write, just say you don't know how to save them. Say, okay,
dude, but this dude goes up and grabs a cobra, which you kept saying, like, if it was in this pit, this volcanic pit, it would be searing hot to the touch. Let alone
extremely heavy.
Extremely heavy. He's just whipping it around.
He swims with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're on a ledge, like, oh, we can't get out. They can't get through the blinds because there's the tribe outside who are.
For some reason now they decided to be against her.
Yeah, I don't get it because she saves his life in the beginning.
Yeah.
Putting him on like.
They even offer her one of them, and they throw him into the pit of fire. So
dude, that's ceremony. When she's like, oh, okay, we're gonna do the sacrificial ceremony today at noon. Okay, I'm gonna come out of my room. I've just been taking a nap. Okay, how's it going? Oh, pick him up. All right, we're done. Everyone leave. Disperse.
Bye.
They literally pushed the dude into a fiery hole. She's like, okay.
I got to do the ceremony fast.
Yeah.
All right, I got errands. We're going to do the ceremony, but just shove them off and...
She turns around, goes back, and then the tribe just... All right, we're out.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
And then they start to shoot blow darts to direct them to the cave, and they get there.
Oh, but there's a scene when they finally get the cobra, but they're trapped in the cave, and he's like, oh, they kiss?
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Oh, this could have been the beginning of something good. I'm sorry.
Dude, this girl's like 16. She barely even knows where she is. She's not cognizant. She doesn't understand the world around her. She can barely speak 2 words of English.
Enough time for you to use your mouth, though. Here we go.
But at least they have cobras.
What?
Real cobras.
Oh, yeah.
They have one.
She doesn't know how to speak?
She does.
Yeah. They have one cobra in the bedroom that he fires.
That's the name of a gay porn I rented once.
Yes. And then there's the bunch of cobras that are slithering up the...
Oh, yeah, that lady sends them magic cobras.
Yeah.
But that's when they're in that one room, and, like, he's like, oh, my God, how did I get in here? How did I get out? And then, like, 5 minutes later, he's like, oh, you're in here, too?
Julie!
And she's tied up in the middle of the room.
And they even drugged him, but it seems
it didn't
not
seem
to
like
be...
didn't do anything.
No.
And they poured a lot in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like
well,
the first
it's
time
always open.
The first time... the first time he spits it out, and the second time, he's like, oh, okay. Like they don't even hold his nose or something.
Yeah, no, it's... Because he had the net on top of him.
Yeah, you can't do anything with that on top.
Yeah.
Which one was a net?
A net.
And then some of the indigenous people get knocked out by a watermelon or a basket of papaya.
Yeah.
At least they were actual indigenous people, unlike the mighty Gorga.
Yes.
Or it was a guy named Bob that manages a friggin' Safeway, shoved into a friggin' outfit of a native.
I think also in the original King Kong vs. Godzilla, there are a lot of Japanese...
say it to fire, how to say, how to fire.
Write your comments.
Anything else, guys?
There's
No?
nothing.
But it's the year of the snake, so we...
Is it?
Yep.
I know a lot of you were probably confused earlier when I fumbled the Dolores reference. It was Dolores Claiborne, Stephen King adaptation, because in that movie, a girl jacks off her dad. That's what I was referring to, so that the viewers aren't lost. Trail off there.
Yeah, because I'm sure that all of our 2 viewers are home saying, what did he mean with that?
Should we restart?
Yes. Have the joke ready, and we start.
No way. No way.
Well, this was terrible.
Yeah.
Let's express our feelings on this Italian hack job by throwing the pieces of paper that surround us on this couch. I don't think there's going to be much delineation. I'm going to go with 1.
I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4.
These are 5. I'm going to go with the full 5 because There's really just nothing there. And it's a horrible, boring slog. Tough to watch. Kind of interesting though because just like the theory of why do you like there, like I said, so it could almost be studied. So 5.
So 5
for me.
For me too.
I, on the other hand, go with 5. This is bad.
Yeah, it's
And the funny thing is that I did remember. I've seen it only twice in my life. This movie, when it came out in 1982, and about 15 years ago with Alberto.
Oh my God, none times is more than enough.
I still remembered all the crucial points of stupidity, and I'm not proud of it.
Watching it with Alberto sounds fun though. Maybe we should get him here for this.
Of course.
Go back in time. And do this again.
Hopefully, yeah.
MaJaMa.
Well, guys, that was Hunters of the Golden Cobra, another deep dive into the world of Italian film culture, brought to you courtesy of The Italian, discussed by us. And join us next week, where we'll continue this train going of Matthew's insistence that we do these horrible movies.
Hey.
We had planned a breakdown of the entire Harold Lloyd catalog before Matthew stepped in and said we can only do things that retards have made.
Hey, you can't use that word.
I was using it in reference to Italians, not meant to the Chilean people.
So that's fine.
That's a slang term for Italians, is retard. A lot of people don't know that.
A term of endearment or a slur?
Just both.
Oh.
So, from our couch to your guys, to yours, guys, get your Golden Cobras out, because this was undeniably a jam!
You need to work on a catchphrase.
That's the tongue snake. That's snake tongue.
You were also supposed to say, write, like, subscribe.
Oh, damn it!
And share it with your friends,
put this,
or share it with people you hate.
Put this part seamlessly in the beginning. Welcome back to MaJaMa Jams. You guys need to make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, follow us in public, make us feel afraid with your touch. Smash the like button. Give us some comments. A lot of people, they don't think that it's important, but interaction is important. So you guys, all right. So guys, what did you?
We fooled you. We are here. We're only off screen.
Oh.
Hey!
Flawless.
MaJaMa.
Badu badu.
Net!